Bloomberg Audio Studios. Podcasts, radio, news.
The Stock Movers Podcast, your roundup of companies making moves in the stock market, harnessing the power of Bloomberg data.
Let's take a look at some of the stocks on the move today then in Europe. We're joined by Bloomberg's equities reporter Joe Easton. Good morning. So the latest threat of a global trade war is testing the mettle in markets. We're seeing a major sell-off in Europe. Got mining stocks down. A lot of those sit in the FTSE 100, Joe. You've also got automakers, drinks manufacturers. I mean, almost every sector's in the red. But what has caught your eye today?
Yeah, so I think there was a bit of a pun in there with testing the metal, I think, but right. On the miners. But yeah, I
can't be cheery or fun when I look at the market. Sorry,
I've written down investors need nerves of steel today because I was trying to match that one. But anyway, we are seeing a lot of metal stocks lower today. So the shares of Glencore, Rio, Anglo American, all of those stocks down in London. Among the other stocks hit by the tariff concerns, also seeing autos dropping. So BMW, Stellantis, those stocks down around 2% today, and the drinks makers. So basically anything that is kind of in the eye of the storm for the tariffs are lower today, given Trump out overnight saying that the reciprocal tariffs will target all countries. Those were comments that he said as he was boarding Air Force One or on board Air Force One, and really spooking the markets today. And bear in mind, all of these stocks pretty much down by double digits this year already, so it is kind of just more negativity basically. And
that's the issue, isn't it? We don't really know which companies are going to be in the eye of the storm because we don't know much about what tariffs are going to be implemented, Tom.
That uncertainty is still there, and the rhetoric, of course, from Trump and the administration whipsaws on a daily basis. Maybe that's partly by design. Maybe that's indicative of the tensions within the Trump administration itself leading up to what is expected to be a pretty significant day for these tariffs on April the 2nd. In terms of the retailing space, Joe, Primark's CEO, some controversy here, Paul Marchant, resigning after an investigation into his behaviour towards a female employee. That's moving the price of the parent company's stock, Associated British Foods, or ABF.
Yeah, absolutely. So that one down around 4% today. It's one of the worst performers in London, was down around 5% at the open. So Marchant had been the retailer's CEO, so the CEO of the Primark business, which, as you mentioned there, Tom, is part of AB Foods. So he's been there 16 years he's been the CEO, so this is really a shock for those investors in AB Foods. As you mentioned there, Tom, he's standing down after investigation into behaviour related to conduct around a female employee. Marchant has apologised and admitted he didn't behave in the right way, but he has had to stand down, and therefore the finance director at AB Foods is coming in to take over on an interim basis. But that uncertainty on the Primark outlook, given him standing down there, sending the stock down the most in 6 months. The stock dropping 5%, had already been a bit weak given concern around UK retail year to date, but a bit of a surprise for AB Foods today.
Yeah, the CFO has been brought in as the interim CEO. Lastly, Aston Martin is looking for more cash to fuel better results.
Yeah, so Aston Martin now, they're raising money in two ways. So they're selling more shares or bigger stake to Lawrence Stroll, the Canadian billionaire who engineered a takeover a few years ago. That's worth about £50 million. And then they're also looking to sell their minority interest in the Aston Martin Formula One team, which has actually been quite successful over the past couple of years, with Fernando Alonso, the Spanish star driver over there, really boosting the brand for that. They're going to be selling that interest, which is potentially worth another £75 million. So in total, raising £125 million. And the stock is surging up 10% today, but of course does remain down a lot over the past several years given the debt concerns. But today, pretty good day for that stock, and it's up 10%.
The Stock Movers Podcast from Bloomberg Radio. Check back with us throughout the day for the latest roundup of companies making news on Wall Street. And for the latest market-moving headlines, listen to Bloomberg Radio live. Catch us on YouTube, Bloomberg.com, and on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto with the Bloomberg Business app.